I think use should be tied to individuals because that makes them use it properly. Okay? I think water should be that way. Television should be that way.
Yes.
I think everything should be that way. But that's another subject. We're not talking about that.
You're not idiots, guys. Think
I
about it.
have another suggestion. I think we should go back and check the minutes and find out what took place at that time. Who told us what, when, and what board members had input before we talk. We're talking where nobody really remembers.
Oh, Frances just told us. Frances was president at the time. Her memory's pretty good.
They said
Do
your
we know,
memory's
do we
pretty
know what
good.
those
That's
cabanas
exactly what
cost us?
happened.
Is the bill from the electric
Yeah.
company?
Sure.
Is the bill separate,
Yeah, it's separate, I think.
all combined into one unit then?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
8 units.
we're going
Does
to,
it cost us $300 a month, $1,000 a
well,
month?
it's gonna be simple to find out. We're gonna take 12 months of the past years of bills for the cabanas, divide them between them, and we'll know what the electric's costing per cabana.
Yeah. Yeah, we need more information before we make a
Right, we
decision.
know that. This wasn't to make a decision, it was just to bring
Yeah.
this out in the open, that this has not been completed. That's why it's under old business. I felt that this should be addressed.
Absolutely.
Just make
And
sure
the
you
people should
factor
be
in
aware of it.
usage.
What does that mean?
Well, if you have units that are empty versus when in normal times when the cabanas were all full for years, obviously the usage is gonna be higher.
Right.
And the outcome will be then skewed, right?
Well, certainly.
And one other recommendation, because you have an obvious conflict of interest, you should absent yourself not only from voting, but from discussion. It is improper.
Only to give you the facts.
Yeah.
I will exclude myself from any vote, of
There's
course.
no such thing as an objective fact from you.
No, the fact is, the facts that I gave you, 47,000 is a fact.
You have a conflict of interest. I believe you should not be part of this conversation. You should absent yourself.
I disagree. I can give you the facts.
At this point, you don't know if the cabanas that are empty have their air running for 24 hours a day.
That's right.
That's correct.
That's right.
So that's why you have to have a figure of what it works out to.
Right, that's
My
true.
opinion is, we all have to pay our own electric. Everybody should have to pay their own electric.
All I can tell you is that it was an extremely popular move at the time. People were very annoyed that we are paying the electricity for the cabanas, and that we're also paying, eventually, we want to be able to collect for electricity for the cafe, which is also hooked into the clubhouse.
We don't pay that. We
So-
pay that also.
Yes,
Yes, we do.
yes, we do.
Same with the hair salon.
And the hair salon.
No, the hairdresser paid her own bill. She had her own
Elizabeth?
hairdresser, always paid her own bill.
Never got it.
You gotta
Another
disagree.
reason why, it would be selective enforcement. You have to, if you're gonna do it for one, you have to do it for everyone.
What was the answer to that?
Frances, she has her own meter,
The
but she doesn't
hairdresser-
pay the bill
We
we
never
do.
paid the bill, we didn't.
So she has a meter, but we pay the meter?
Yes.
We pay the bill?
Not international.
For 7 years.
What? I mean, this is
What-
Contract.
She never said she didn't have a meter. She has a meter, but she doesn't pay the bill. That's what I heard.
So to get
Right?
back what I started saying.
That's what I was told.
Terry,
The discussion was had because of
Fair
our
place
poor
and
financial
any
state.
kind of
This was an extremely popular thing to
No,
do,
I'm
to
not-
have the separate meters for the cabanas so that they could start paying their fair share of
You're
it.
gonna be there anyhow.
Management should be something that we had the power to do, and it was done.
Well, you gotta get the facts. You
We're
have
gonna
to
get
move
the facts,
on.
but
You
we
gotta
need to
get the
bring this
facts, the
out.
yearly
I told you
amount,
earlier.
how much is involved, and then if
Bottom
they're
line is-
willing to pay what is involved, then there's no question. $50 a month is $600 a year times 8. If that covers the bill, the discussion's over.
There is no way.
I don't know, no way. It's facts. All we're interested in facts. So let's get the facts and then we can decide.
The bottom line is I want transparency, I want people to know
Yeah,
what's going on,
right.
and that's why I'm bringing these things up to discuss.
Because her memory is very good. In your opinion, give me a ballpark what you think the cost per unit would be. Off the top of your head, you have any recollection? If they had to pay their electric and the meter was running,
Excuse me.
you all right?
I'm trying to,
Give her a minute to think.
kind of.
I can tell you what Billy Wallen paid in his cabana. So about 150.
They got 6 degrees to sustain their job.
Why don't we do something? Why don't we just get the minutes and see exactly what the give and take was? If I'm there, I'll go. Either it's gonna be tomorrow, Monday, I'll be there.
Listen, you don't care.
The others don't have.
Paperwork I can give them.
Military showers at home.
Okay. We'll go back to the president's report. Yesterday, just, the president's report's, okay, we're going to get a copy of the electric bill from the office. Stuart's gonna have a copy of it, he's gonna figure out the fees. He's also gonna go to the ombudsman and discuss it with them. He's gonna get a copy of the minutes from that previous meeting.
Those are the minutes in front of you right now.
Perfect.
That's the minutes for
He
that
has it.
meeting? Oh,
Yes.
my God, you're good. Okay.
And we're gonna get this resolved one way or another. Okay, President's report. I don't have a lot to report, besides the fact that we left Henry Harvey go, due to many, many issues. Mr. Wolf was right. He came on strong, and we thought he was gonna be able to do the job, but he didn't. It's very unfortunate. We do have an ad on Career Builder looking for another property manager. The good news is we're saving ourselves about $140,000 with the burden. Yesterday we had a meeting with Wachovia, Ron DiCrescenzo, the accountant, and United Community. Ed Kaufman was present for the meeting, so was Francis Misereau. Doug Myers and Mark Jones couldn't attend. The meeting went very well. We discussed several issues: foreclosures, the purchase of the 2 units from the board of the 2 units that we had purchased. Ed, do you want to touch on some of the stuff you went over? Thank you. One of the things is they're not revoking our loan in any way. They have no interest in taking that. They were just concerned about foreclosures and how we're handling that. I explained to them, that we're going to try to take title as quickly as we can, that we have 2 people working full-time and diligently on collections. They're trying to negotiate and work with the people. We're having a bigger turnaround now than what we used to. Upon that, Elizabeth, you can touch a little bit on that.
Yeah, in May of 2000.
Take the microphone.
Use the mic.
In May of 2010, this year, Maureen has collected in delinquent assessments $20,427.14. So far, in the 17 calendar days of June, she's collected $6,906.74. We've just added 2 more people to payment plans, one for the Grenoble building, one for the Orleans building, and we've just done out additional garnishments of rent. When we garnish rent, of course, we capture deposits, so on and so forth, and we get it into the operating account. While I'm on the subject of what we're trying to save from the office end, from the reception desk in April, Lisa was able to collect fees in the amount of $172.52. These fees that the receptionist takes care of are for lost passes, door keys, back door keys, things like that. In the month of May, it was $134.50. In June, so far, 2 weeks into the month, she's collected $130. There, she's collected a total of $437.02 for the association. She has been on the phone diligently with regard to the Zurich building air conditioner and has saved the association $400 in cost just by being persistent. Sometimes we say she's a chihuahua, but we'll just say for this case she's persistent. She's also worked with the same company for the Grenoble building where we have to replace the blower. She saved $175. Her total savings to the association for 3 months is $1,012. From the sales and leasing division in April, April was the first month that we started to actually process. We were waiting for direction from the board, clarification of the documents and their amendments. April was a very slow month. However, in May and June, our total figure that we've deposited in deposits, application fees, and the things that we collect, we've collected and turned in $11,020.25.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Let me ask you a quick question. Does anyone know through June 15th?
Use the mic.
How many, I'm sorry. I'd like to know how many units as of June 15th, or if you can't give me that, as of May 31st, that are in foreclosure?
It's on that sheet from May 18th.
90 days?
42.
Foreclosure.
I'll take 90 days or worse.
42 units.
On bank foreclosure.
All foreclosures.
42.
42.
No, that's bank foreclosures, then there's association foreclosures, there's bankruptcies.
There's all different kinds
It's
of.
all different
Over
colors.
90.
The total for everything.
I don't
Every
have
account
the
that's 90 days or more past due, what's our total number?
I don't have the total for tonight's meeting.
So could somebody get it for me if I come in the office tomorrow?
Supposedly by Monday or Tuesday, I believe,
We're gonna
they
have
told us
to
they're gonna have everything for us.
So if I wait till Tuesday, I could get
Yes.
that.
You should be able to have that.
Who is they? Who is they?
United Community and Ron DiCrescenzo. They had assured us that by Tuesday, they would have everything for us. But they had such an issue with trying to correct everything from K&W and get correct figures and correct amounts. The records were not kept very well. So all that information should be in by Tuesday. Okay, I do want to thank Mr. Paul Pikus for spending a lot of time on the property, working on getting contracts, trying to conserve costs, and he's doing a very good job. Terry Tersigny has been working with George and a lot of the other workers, going around, showing them things that need to be done and taken care of. The workers are starting to work much more diligently. The office is working very, very hard. I must speak to them at least 10 times a day over different issues and problems. And we're working through them. It's difficult without having a property manager, but at the same time, we're getting through. And I just ask people to be patient. We are really trying our best. Okay? Ed, do you have a treasurer's report?
Yeah, I've got a question.
I have a question on your
I've got a
report,
question for
Joe.
the president. We had an incident, I don't think it was yesterday, where one of our golf carts went by accident into the canal. The party that was responsible for that, I consider it an accident, was terminated.
No, he's not.
No.
That's what I was told.
Suspended.
Oh, forget the question then. I thought he was terminated.
No, I sent an email. Did you read it? That he was suspended for 3 days.
I never got the email.
I was told it was.
You have to check your spam.
I was at this meeting yesterday when, when Howard Solomon of United Community also was present, as well as Bob Calpin of Wachovia Bank and his assistant. Francis was there, Michelle, and myself, and Ron DiCrescenzo. And at that time I talked to Ron, and I've talked to him before, that we have to get our end of May figures so that I can make an intelligent report as to what we took in, what we spent, and what we have. And I was supposed to get that report today, but I didn't get it today. Instead, I got a 30 pages of financial information for the calendar year ending December 31, 2009. And I got that at 6 o'clock today. So I could hardly digest it or make any, come to any conclusions about where we stood for 2009, but right now I'm more interested in where we stand for May 2010, so we have some idea of what we're doing, where we're going, how we're going to do it, where's the money coming from, and what do we have. So I expect to get that hopefully, as Michelle says, next Tuesday from Ron, and I want to have schedule a budget meeting. We must schedule a budget meeting. I tried to do that with Henry, and I had set it up with United Community and with Ron DiCrescenzo. And Henry at that time said, oh no, we do it in a house. We can do an in-house budget meeting before we do that. And not having participated in budget meetings before, being familiar with the process, I took him at his word, but it never happened because it appeared that Henry talked the talk, but, you know, didn't walk the walk. So that was delayed. Now we're talking with United Community and with Ron DeCrescenzo, and Sid Shulman is on the budget committee, and and myself, and probably as many as can reasonably be accommodated, so it doesn't become chaotic, because it's very important that we resolve our budget so that we can operate within our means and not without our means, and know what our ways and means are. Also discussed was some of the changes that were recently signed into law under 718. And one of the principal changes that affect us is our ability to collect rent from the tenants of the defaulting owners. And Francis asked a very good question yesterday as to, if the tenant pays the rent to us, can the owner evict the tenant for non-payment? The law prohibits the owner from doing that, and the tenant would have any defense against if the owner tries an eviction for non-payment because the tenant is paying us the rent. So it's a very, very valuable part of the changes. There are many, many changes in 718 that are favorable to homeowner associations and condominiums. So I can't give you a definitive report as to dollars and cents. I wish I could do that because I don't know. And we're not a small operation, and I must rely upon our financial directors at the United Community and on Ron DeCrescenzo to supply financial information so that I can then summarize it and hopefully report it in English.
A couple of questions and comments. Number one, no company in the world can operate when they don't know what their accounts payable is, and they don't know what their accounts payable was at the end of the prior month that we couldn't pay. Now you're telling me you don't have that information and you don't know, I'm not blaming you, what was collected. It is impossible to run an operation if you don't have, forgetting 30 pages that they give you, or 50 pages. We need to know what our accounts payable is. We need to know what we collect. They have it, but we don't have it. We're running it.
They told
It's
us
our
that Andy wanted to review it, Stuart. Andy has everything. He wants to review it before he hands
What are you
everything.
talking about? It's 4 pieces of information. If he can't give us that, then we don't need him because we can't run the place. It's that simple. No controller, no treasurer, and again, I'm not picking on Ed, can run a place if you don't know where your numbers are. Not 50 numbers, not your balance sheet, not what's in the bank, what your payables are, what your payables were left with the prior month, and where you stand, how much you're going to collect and how much you anticipate collecting. You can't run the operation. That's it. It's that simple. You don't need all these fancy figures. It's that simple. And if he can't give it to us, then we get someone who can, because it isn't hard to do. And he swore at the meetings that as soon as he takes over the first month, he'd have everything in place. Now, it's only 60 days, so it may be too soon to pick on him, but let's not wait till we're in bankruptcy before we do anything.
If he doesn't have the reports to us by Tuesday, he's going to be on the red carpet. He was told that. He needed to get the rest of the information from Ron DeCrescenzo, who needed an extension also.
What?
Ron said that he just got the reports to him on yesterday. The rest of the reports that he needed from Ron, they just sent it to him. They wanted to review it before they turned it over.
We're talking about two different things. I'm not talking about the reports. I'm talking about basic
I'm talking
information
about the
to
basic
run an
information.
operation.
Exactly. I'm talking about that. They want to make sure
All
that
right,
the
so if I
information
go in
is
the office
factual.
Tuesday morning, it's going to be there.
It's coming in sometime Tuesday.
If I
don't
go
know
in
if it's
the
gonna be in the
afternoon on
morning.
Tuesday, Wednesday morning, it'll all be there.
It should be there? Yes.
Okay, not it should. It will be there, or you said they're going to be on the carpet. You just
Yes,
said that.
exactly.
Okay, I'll be in Wednesday morning. You expect me.
They expect you every morning.
Yeah.
Maintenance report?
He has a way
Okay.
I've been
Are there
working
any
on
committee
it.
reports?
He doesn't say what he wants to say.
We really don't have any committee reports, yes?
When will we have an accurate delinquent maintenance report to try to establish a trend from month to month, if it's going up or down?
We're going to have all-
Try to document that, and we had that readily available up until a couple months ago. But in the last couple months, we don't know if there's fewer people paying their maintenance or more.
Can you make up some kind of report?
How many are making?
We will have a report.
Yeah.
When?
As part of this Wednesday.
As part of this Wednesday, we'll have a report on that also.
So Michael, I'll meet you in the office, we'll get them both.
Okay. There are no committee reports. I did not have a chance. Oh, yes, there is. Paul and Terry have different things. That's not a committee report, Terry. That's not construction. Okay.
So when, so the office report was part of what Elizabeth said, so we're done with that? No.
Okay, the next item on old business is pool furniture. The previous board had approved funds to get the pool furniture either replaced, repaired, restored. It's been restored, but only half of it. They had allowed $5,000. The rest of the furniture still needs to go out and be done. And we've got a quote to have the rest of the furniture done exactly the way the other furniture's been done for about, what, $4,800? So I'm asking the board if they want to approve this or not. And if so, can we have a motion to approve $4,800 to finish the rest of the pool furniture?
We can't be fucking half pregnant, we have no choice. I make a motion that we approve the $4,800 and complete the job.
Discussion?
Second?
Discussion?
Second.
Discussion?
Anybody want to discuss it?
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
Marvin, please.
No, you can go first.
Oh, okay.
Terry, did you second?
I second it.
Yeah, second by Terry, yeah.
Yeah, I use the pool practically daily. And I see what's out there, the new furniture that's there. And by the way, it looks nice. And thank you. I don't see a need for twice as much furniture. I mean, we don't have that many people that use the pool. Why would we be fixing up for $4,800 furniture that is not going to be used? I mean, let's wait and see if what we have is used. But you don't even have any place to store it properly. Other places have bins, have covered coverings to cover things when they're not being used. We have them out there exposed, nobody's sitting on them, and in this sun, in this heat, it deteriorates all that stuff. So I don't see the rush to do more when what we have out there is not even being used. Thank you.